I'm a fact finder, and I'll remind you, believe when I say I researched this all day, but we are two-sided pod. You need to rebut all I say with all of your ragings. Tell me why I've got red hair and ginger pubes. Tell me why you bitch and moan, it's all you do. Now it's time to get drunk and go on stereo. That's the two-sided way. That's the two-sided way.
Woo. Welcome, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are the Two-Sided Pod. We are here live on the stereo streets and on the YouTubes live on Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, 4 a.m. Friday morning, Greenwich Meanwich sandwich time, and that's 7 a.m. if you're in Abu Dhabi. And you know who you are. I can't do technical things. I don't know how you work all those buttons and have this thing going. Folks, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for tuning in. I got to get the studio. I got to get the techs here. There's no rest for the wicked. There's no respite for the stupid. John, I love that fucking Mr. V, our good friend from down under in fucking Australia. Oh, all right. I shouldn't say fucking. It's like, Australia. You mean fucking Australia? You don't put the G on it. It's just fucking Australia. Right.
That's right.
Mr. V, great bloke. Fantastic mate. And does the Clippers like nobody's business. And talented, funny, great family man, tender lover, strong hands. Beer is quite scratchy. I don't know, maybe that's too much. Who am I to say?
But only when he does his mustache right, real right.
Right, I'm saying, and that's why we travel internationally, John. That's when we go down under, if you know what I mean.
All right, we got a couple of messages. Why don't you hit those up?
Giddy up. Spunny! What'd that card say?
Sorry, he said this. He said, God damn it. That shit was dead.
Oh,
I don't care where you from.
Hold on.
That's
Okay. Fucking Spondies. You need to send me that link if you're on the YouTubes. You need to send that link for the download. If it's on Spotify, if you have to Dropbox it, our email is twosidedpod@gmail.com. That's TWO-sidedpod@gmail.com. I know you know that. It's on your speed dial. Number 2. Number 1 is your drug dealer, and that's John. It's weird. Number 3 is your alcohol guy. Me. Weird. Are we the top 3? Your top 7 if you were on T-Mobile? No, top 10. They had top 10. I don't know. I'm just saying, send me that fucking link, bro. I love that because that was a sample of either someone making their dog or their baby talk, and then playing a guitar over it and dropping a beat on it. And John, I feel like that's my life, except the baby. If it was a dog, I can get totally behind it.
It was amazing. It was
great.
Amazing.
Hold on.
Hold up.
Is that Groku? now that I'm listening to it again, I'm like, is that Groku? Did someone make a beat out of Mandalorian little baby Yoda? If so, I mean, I'm okay with anything. Thick beat, great guitar, fantastic.
Yeah.
Send me the link. Send me the link. Send me the link. John, I think it's time we do this. Here, let me give you a short joke why we should do this. Pastor comes up to an old rural church one day. There's been a horrible storm. There's only one farmer there in the congregation. He said, should I do my sermon? You're only here. He's like, well, if only one cow comes to eat, I feed him. He says, fair enough. Gives his whole sermon. Fire, brimstone, lasts for an hour and a half. Ends. Preacher says to the farmer, well, what'd you think? He's like, well, I said I fed the cow. I didn't say I dumped the whole goddamn load. So, John, brevity is our key, and that is our takeaway. Self-editing. I will be the first to say, I won't make any more jokes about brevity. Which leads me to the thought I'd like to bring about, where does the word brevity come from? Is it briefs? Is it effidy? Because evidently, brevity is not our strong suit. John, what I'd like to say, I'll be quiet.
Well, how about we have a shot and start the show?
I think it's about time we have a shot. Folks, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are the Two-Sided Pod. We're here every Tuesday live, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern on the YouTubes and the stereo streets. That's 4 a.m. Greenwich Sandwich time on Friday, and that's 7 a.m. if you're in Abu Dhabi. But that's, only if you're looking back at these and if you're only going live. And
Well, speaking of our YouTube channel, we're looking at the live chat, and we got Spondy and Joey up in this mug. Joey says
shit.
moo.
Who's out here? Just a fucking bunch of cattle. Ain't nothing. Son, we could go running down there. Fuck all those fuck one of those heifers. Or we could walk down. Fuck them all, John. Ooh. Get that right, John. I don't know what that means.
Well, moo to you, buddy. Moo to you. Oh, well, howdy.
It's like a calming wave of stupidity that slowly descends upon the room. The IQ has been now lowered by 40 to 45 points. Let stupidity begin.
I'm John L. Peacock out in Brooklyn, New York.
And I'm my boy Pete in Southern California. And I can't wait to see what happens next.
And you're listening to Two-Sided, a live recorded podcast where each week I challenge Pete with a bit of the two sides of life, the serious and the fun.
Yeah, John, the you and the me, baby. Come on, the take it too seriously, the take it too lightly. The Holly goes stupid, the Holly goes stupider. Come on. The Johnny come late, the Johnny come later. Wait. I mean, the ebb and the flow, the push and the pull, the yin and the yang, the yes and the no. I can't believe that you're serving me butter because I'm lactose intolerant, and those who are not. People who CrossFit and those who want to destroy them. We are not physically fit enough to challenge them in Mortal Kombat or a foot race. I think I'm done now.
Well, speaking of being fit in any capacity, let's start with a general check-in. My boy Pete, how you feeling? And this time, tell us only in lies.
I'm super, super, super excited. I have a meeting Saturday, 9 a.m. I can't wait to go to. So I've been looking forward to that all week and trying to plan things. I'm like, how do I plan my fucking schedule when my opponent has all of the notes? Like, handicap, bro. I feel handicapped 100%. All lies.
Well, that's not going to lead us into our first lightning round.
Lightning round. It's time to get there. Come on, yeah.
Woo! Hey, lightning round guy, how you doing?
John, I'm doing good, man. Pardon me, I've been huffing paint most of the afternoon. Give me 1 second. Wow, lightning guy, that was a little aggressive. Yeah, I know. I had to clear my throat. It was you know how you have semi-gloss, high gloss, and that glitter neon shits.
Oh yeah.
Let me just say, that's it. It's aggressive. Mm-hmm. All right, well, I apologize. I was very excited to come in.
Hey, maybe next time you should try some matte. I hear that's a better one to huff.
Who am I? Am I an artist? Am I Van Gogh? Am I David touching God's finger? Oh, you want me to cut an ear off? Okay. I'll be in the basement with the paint. Oh, John, you owe me an apology.
Just please set up the basement while you're down there.
I actively don't know what happened right there. I'm unsure.
He was out of it. He was out of it, man. Did you see his eyes? I didn't either.
No, I saw the glitter around his face. He looked like he'd been.
Yeah, anyway, anyone who's anyone knows that our first lightning round of the episode is always a standard Q&A. My boy Pete, are you ready for the questions?
I thought I was ready before. I'll be honest. I'm now a bit hesitant, but I'm gonna go full in because I still haven't had my phone's upside down because I have a charger this long, and I have to have so my anorexia kicks in and I can't read upside down. So I don't know what it's about, but I feel very apprehensive. I'm ready. Go.
All right, my boy Pete. First question. What is your current favorite hot sauce flavor?
Ooh, John, you son of a bitch. That's a very difficult question because are you talking favorite hot sauce flavor of this is the creme de la creme? This is I only bring out the Johnny Walker Blue Label on the it's great, but what is my go-to? What do you order at the bar? What do you have for breakfast? What do you have for brunch? What do you have for secondsies? What do you have for second breakfast? What do you have for dinner? John, what are all the drinks you have throughout the day that you rely on? And I'm saying hot sauce wise, not drinks. Who would do that? That's
right. Yeah. Got this.
Very, very suspect. John, I'd like to give a 17-part answer, if I may. Well, okay. I haven't thought this through enough. I was trying to buy myself time, and I don't do math well. So let me just start, and then I'll finish, and then I'll count it up and tell you what a part. But I'm going to go 4-part. I'm going to go 4.
Okay.
Try that. My go-to sauce, my day-to-day. Nope. Okay. My go-to sauce, if it's day-to-day that I'm like, oh, I'm broke and I don't have the mentally broke to have the wherewithal to order ahead to get hot sauce shipped to me. My go-to is Tapatio or Crystal. It would be out there. Would be what, Louisiana?
We have Crystal out here as well, but yeah, Louisiana,
Yeah.
they're similar. They're similar.
Yeah, similar, but Crystal is like, and that shit's like 99 cents for like 17 gallons.
Yeah.
Backpack straps. If you give them $5, they're like, back your truck up, fill your pockets. You guys want to swim in it? We have a small tub. If you spend $40, we'll give you a kiddie pool with a small waterfall. It's a front lawn ornamental crystal geyser of. It's beautiful, John. But it would be Tapatio. If I'm thinking ahead, it would be Howler Monkey. Oof, so good, so good. It's only like $8 a bottle, which is for hot sauce. If you're using it like that, it's too much. But I feel like if you buy enough, then you don't pay shipping. So anyway,
Right.
think of the money I'm saving. Oh, God damn. That's why you handle all the money in this relationship, John. That's why the two-sided pod goes to his P.O. box. You can make your checks out to cash at John L. Peacock's discretion. So there would be Howler Monkey. If there was, I would say the dill pickle. I have a dill pickle and jalapeno. I forget who it's by,
Nice.
which is unbelievable.
That sounds like a salsa verde. Is that a salsa verde?
No, it's very, it's hot sauce. It's not even a salsa verde. It's green because it has jalapenos and pickles. Like it's tart and ooh, that's pickly. Nope. Shut your mouth. It'll come at you. Like you don't use it aggressively. I would say I love the unique garlic. That's one of my go-tos now.
Oh,
And it's
so
like
good.
as far as like I can use it on food and like it's good tasting and hot enough that it gives you the good burn if you use the right amount. You can cook with it, but if you cook with it, do not stand around when it cooks down, like cover it and run away. I was pepper sprayed myself. I was like, I'll put more in here. And I was like, oh. And I was like, we'll use that or the bear mace, one of the two, because I put both in and one of them got in my eyes.
We think it's the unique garlic.
Could be. Yeah.
The howler monkey is the only one that was kind of vague to me. Do you know what kind of what peppers or what kind of flavor that one is?
Don't. But I do have that. I'm going to go ahead and because they're so that my a new favorite place is the Jerk Grill, Jamaican Grill, and they sell their hot sauces, and it's the sauce they have for $5 a bottle or 2 for 8. And I've now bought 4 of them. they're
Nice.
stupid good. Like Jesus, they have little stoppers. Like, why is that on there? Get that stopper off. Oh, good for the hair, good for the skin. So I'm going to send you that and a little bit of ricin.
Nice.
I mean rice and SARS. Rice and SARS. I mean rice and sorry cards. John, you don't let me finish my sentences. Anyway, you're going to get poisoned and get hot sauce.
Nice.
But no, I don't have a howler monkey to tell you, but I want to say it's similar to Tapatio, but it's spicier. It's the same peppers, but it's hearty. It's like a meal instead of. It's not a sandwich. It's a manwich. You know what I mean, John?
All right. Yeah.
All right, what's the next question?
The next Scotch bonnet. That's the I was searching for. Isn't the good Caribbean sauce usually a Scotch bonnet?
Yeah, it's well, this one I don't know because it's just literally all of the bottles that are for sale are with. If you don't buy them, you just open them and use them at the table and like, are these the bottles? Yeah. And I'm like, I just had to find a couple that weren't open. They're like, yeah, $5. I'm like, and I love this place. You know me, I'd normally be like, nope, this is mine now. I'll use it once. Like they said to have it, but
Right.
I'm gonna pay because this. And now I'm like, how can I get this in bulk? If I bring my own jars, can you fucking fill those?
Yeah.
Like a Circle K, like a frequent flyer miles. Like I'll bring a 32-ounce mug, one straw, or two if I found someone who rolls with me.
Well,
Just saying.
when? Next question. When is the last time you ate a spice that was so hot it made you cry?
Okay, that is not a fair question because everyone says crying is, oh, it's a sign it's too hot. Crying is a reaction to pepper. You can have tears with black pepper if your tear ducts activate. If you have a thing like, oh my god, you sneeze and you have tears,
Mhm.
so it doesn't have heat value. The last time I had tears was at that wing challenge when I did the toxic wings, and they're great. They're fantastic. Like anyone who's around, anyone who listens, who's local, and I know there's a few people who around go down to the Wingman. He does his wing challenge every Wednesday. 6 wings with fries, and they're toxic buffalo. They're delicious. They're hot. At the end, I had tears, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
I felt it for half an hour home, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the bomb. It wasn't like you're hurting where it's just painful. Like it
Right.
was delicious. It was so worth it. And I felt like it was all natural because my whole body processed it. It was like maybe because my body's a temple. I don't know, but it didn't hurt me the next day, is what I'm saying. But let's go with my body's a temple.
Did you happen to win that there challenge?
No. I went on the last Wednesday to make sure my record was holding at like 6:30. They're like, yep, it is. Apparently some dude came in because they close at 8, came in, put it down in 2:24. I was at 2:36. So I was like, okay, 12 seconds. So now, but like I was like, I could take now it's under 2 minutes. I tried to go back. Me, Scott, and Griff went back. Griff, Scott, and I, the 3 Domingos, went down.
Huh.
We went down on Wednesday to go see, and he wasn't there because like he has to be there because and it's great marketing, bro. Like I have to say, he doesn't sell the hot sauce, so you can't have it. He has to be there because he videos everyone who does it and puts it up on his gram. So he's like marketing, and everyone's talking shit to him. And he has like followers, like 200 comments, like, "Oh, you ain't shit. You like, come on down, stop playing. Let me video you." And it's like, dude, that is great marketing. But the 3 of us went down, got wings, and like they both got 6 pieces. Scott was like, "I'm just gonna, what are the hottest? Give me those." And went in and like ate comfortably but fast. He's like, 224. I'm like, do you want to come next Wednesday? Can we get a whole table? We're gonna do a thing. We'll have a whole Scott. Once I win a competitive eating competition, I can't be the Olympics anymore. So I'm now a professional. That's the truth. Look it up.
All right, my boy Pete. What separates those who love super hot flavors from those who cannot have heat?
State of mind. I do believe there's palate differences, but I believe it's the same things like, oh, I have a wheat allergy. Oh, you have a lactose intolerance. Yeah, a lot of us do. Do you love cheese? Yeah. I power through that shit. I know exactly. I'm not saying it doesn't hurt. I'm saying it's for my soul.
Final, that because we'll leave that one at that because that was a perfect answer. Final question. What is your ideal heat-based food challenge or competition? And we're talking not, it doesn't have to exist. It can exist, but what is your dream ideal heat-based food challenge or competition?
Heat based. See, because that's the thing. That's the rub. If it's not hot enough, it's a speed thing. If it's hot enough, you have to have quantity. So it would have to be. It would have to be. They all exist, John. They all exist. But it's like, what can I do? Where's the? But like if it's heat based, like a pho, I could do pho, but usually it's like the gallon bowls. It's like you have to
Right.
get through. It's the quantity that starts fucking people up.
It's that
All right,
broth,
all right,
baby. It's that broth.
but it's not. If it's that hot, like if it's super hot, like if you're dying of that heat and you have that much of it, like I could excel. I'd be Woody to Wabbit. Woody to Wabbit. Come on, Woody. Woody, just keep on wanting, Woody. I could get through a big ass bowl if it was just hot enough that makes you cry and your nose run and you think about your life choices. But if it's like I'm on fire, like it's too hot, like scorpion peppers, ghost peppers that are just sliced up and thrown in your eyes and dust.
Some
Like,
Reapers, yeah.
yeah, we put like 2 peppers in your dick hole or any of your genitalia, whatever they may be, because we are open to opportunities. Anyway, you take this, put this into your underwear. If you're not doing that, anyway, put this in the undercarriage. Now, eat this. Different, I couldn't do the hot, like super super hot for all the way, but if it was like, hot enough, and then people started like, I have to keep doing this. Like, oh no, if it was at that hot level, I could do it forever.
Hmm.
If it's delicious, if it's not fucking French fries, if it's not potatoes, John, I've done a
This is
lot of
ideal.
studies.
This is the perfect. So get those out
This
of
is
the way.
perfect. Yep.
So
I'm gonna
what is it?
say
How long you can last without water or milk? Just keep on going, keep on going.
you have to finish the bowl,
Hmm.
which would be, and all the bowls are like a fucking gallon or some bullshit.
Yeah,
Like you've seen them, the stupid like bowls,
yeah, like 2 quarts, 3 quarts.
right? Serves 2 people. Like, nah, you're gonna eat that. Now it's super hot. It's all their peppers, but they serve it to people. It's on the menu, and they put an
Yeah.
extra scooping in for whatever. Like, okay, yeah. I can do that. I can do that.
So that's it. That's your ideal. That's the best.
I'm saying if it's heat based,
Yeah,
because if you're saying like, oh, have this fucking scorpion, like you have to sign a waiver, wear a glove, put a mask on, eat one wing, and sit there for 20 minutes, or it's like whoever eats it fastest and then sits there. Have you
you
been watching on YouTube the there's challenges where they eat peppers. They do have rounds of peppers. Okay, let's have a jalapeno. Let's have a Scotch bonnet. Let's have it this. Let's have it that. And they get up to like the judges are like holding gloves, and like the people, you can't touch your milk until you tap out.
right.
And so like these people, like their stories, like he couldn't, his hand, and they're like, it's totally fine. One of the things, because the capsaicin causes muscle cramps and spasms, he couldn't hold his pepper, so she had someone come and hold her pepper in front of her, and she ate it because she couldn't hold it.
Wow. But she kept going.
Yeah, that I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that kind of heat. I can do like, this is the heat level we're at, and now let's just see how much quantity of this we can do, because you're all gonna feel bad about speed. If it's all about speed, like now we're speed eating.
Right,
Like I'm not
right.
gonna beat people like on that who it's not that hot. I don't know. I don't know, John. I don't know, John. What would be your best heat based competition eating thing?
Oh, I don't know. See, I also threw out the challenge, so you didn't have to go with competition, but you attached that, which makes sense because you recently
No,
did a
it's a
competition.
challenge. It's a challenge. Like, what is the
Right.
challenge? What's the difference? Same thing.
So,
You get a free you get a free T-shirt either way, motherfucker.
yeah.
So what's the difference? Challenge or competition? You're trying for a certain goal.
Yeah, I guess one's every competitor is in it together. The other is they're all against each other. They're all trying to get the best, the longest, or the shortest, depending on what the challenge is.
You goddamn millennials, your teamwork. I can't stand this bullshit anymore. I won't stand for it. Get a job, you fucking hippie.
Well, I think this was both the hottest and the longest lightning round we've had in a while. So let's let's hit these messages
Folks,
and move on.
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, thank you for watching. We are the Two-Sided Pod. We are here live on the YouTubes and the stereos every Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. That's 4 a.m. Greenwich Mean Wich Sandwich Time on Friday. That's 7 a.m. in Abu Dhabi. If I don't know my time zones, then I know nothing. Let's pop the bubbles, baby.
Good evening, everybody. How the hell are you?
Foxy lady.
Oh my God, it's Thursday. Woo woo. Another shit show in the circus. Anyways, welcome, Mr. Spondy, Mr. Mindfox. Hello, Pete. Hello, John.
Hello, darling. Foxy lady. Are you ready to watch this circus burn? Let's see this motherfucker catch on fire. Ready? If you haven't seen a midget on fire, you haven't lived. Somebody get the spritzer. That midget's on fire.
I am Brevitimus. Hear me roar.
Is that Fraggles? Is that Fraggles?
Maybe.
Is that Fraggles?
Brevitimus. Hey.
Oh my God. Did Spondy inhabit Dub's body? We now have a new DJ. Fuck yeah, baby.
Hey. Oh.
New chick.
Damn it, I'm gonna take the biggest hit of weed after this. God damn it. Life is good, ladies and germs. Life is good.
I'm okay with that.
God bless you. God bless you all.
I'm okay with that. I'm kind of okay with that. Spondies.
John and Pete and John, the Two-Sided Podcast. It's Pete and John and Pete, the Two-Sided Podcast.
Fuck yeah. And another thing with Dave, John, we need to send him the link to the show. I think we sort of playing messages with these guys. I'm with you. But I'm letting you know, we'll send you the link. We used your intro. Yeah, it's one of our rotating. Thank you so much for tuning in, brother. Cheers.
Oh man, speaking of pickle and jalapeno hot sauce, which sounds pretty good. Well, I'm sure I'm not the only person that's done this, but when I finish my pickles out of a jar of pickles, I keep the pickle juice, and then I throw some chili peppers in there, and I slice up some cucumber and throw them in there.
Oh, okay.
I get some nice zesty, pickles.
Holy shit.
Zesty pickle slices, yeah.
Holy shit. I didn't think about that. Like, I'm an instant gratification type of guy. Johnny, I need it now. Johnny, I need it now. Johnny, Daddy needs his medicine. So I finish my pickles and I go into the fridge looking for a pickle when you're hammered. Like, I just need a little pick me up. And like, you can pour a little shot of that. Pour a little half a glass. You end up drinking all the pickle juice before you can pickle anything. At that point, you have the little peppercorns in there. Like, Let's pop a couple of those. Do I have a problem? Do I have a pickling problem? Pickle me this, Peacock. Does Pete have a pickling problem? Perhaps? Per se?
No, the shit show she's referring to, guys. Oh my goodness, that already happened. Suffice it to say, some fucker stole my phone while we were
What?
helping somebody move a storage unit, and
No, bro.
I caused so much hell in their life that they took the phone to Walmart and said somebody dropped their phone. Yeah, that's what I thought you said, and that's just the tail end of it.
Fucking shit, bro. Bro. Oh my God. See, okay. All I'm gonna say two things, John, because I know where you're at. Two things. One thing. Fucking, I'm so sorry. That's so fucking shitty. Shitty. Number two.
Yeah, that sucks, man.
I can't believe this is coming from me. This is kind of how I'm trying to go about life. Like, don't let it fucking change your coloring of life for humanity, of what you need to do for you. Don't be like, I'll never help a motherfucker move again. Like, you know what? It's not your fault. It's not your fault. But don't let it change you of like to do the good deeds for other people. You know, like that did it for me for a hot minute. I was like, I'll burn this motherfucker to the ground. Granted, after a small stint in county, and I couldn't watch Backdraft anymore, which is bullshit because it's a beautiful movie. Anyway, I learned a lesson according to the courts. So no more burning shit down, I say. All that wasn't real. Except for the Backdraft part. They said I couldn't watch Backdraft. I'm like, what is that? What kind of a punitive damage is that? I already paid child support. This is bullshit. And now no Backdraft? What about You Go, We Go? Man! Sorry, I'm still really burnt up about that. Oh, they said I couldn't watch it. They didn't say I couldn't make jokes about it. Anyway, man, I'm really glad you got your phone back. I was gonna have to fucking start a Patreon page to figure this out to make John send some of the money to get you a phone. I don't believe in phones. I was gonna send you a tin can with a string on it for me, because that's how I roll. John, I'm gonna need you to drive a tin can from here to Arizona so I can talk to Mindfox. Also, be very careful. Don't snag it.
Have you ever tried Angry Earl hot sauce? Is that a no? We also have Angry Earl Louisiana's hot sauce.
Okay. 10 milligrams, a couple little splashes.
10 milligrams a drop. Yeah.
Oh, okay. John, I was unaware. It's only a matter of time. Anything oil-based, you can do anything oil-based. But if it's good, and Louisiana would be more of the Tabasco peppers, the more vinegary based, which you know I love, near and dear to my heart.
Funny story. I told him, track your phone. You have to find my phone app. So he did, and it turns out it was just a few blocks from where we were at. And Mindfox is like, where you going? I'm like, I'm going to where that fucking phone's been pinged, man. I'm taking that phone. We're going to go get that phone. And, well, they were reluctant. They didn't want to admit it. And we just kept making it make noise, and we locked him out of it and called the police on him to make a police report. And And you know, Walmart's calling us. Hey, is this the owner of the phone? We're like, yeah. You left it at Walmart. The Walmart in question we haven't been to in over 3 years because we don't live in that area no more. So it was quite funny the way it all worked out.
Oof, 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 oof.
Yeah.
All right. The antithesis of what I was going to say, John, because part of me is like, yeah, you got your phone back, but now you learn a lesson. Like these cats, get to clock them off the list. Someone who's like vouching for them, get to clock them off the list too.
Okay.
Like you can still be homies, you can still hang out, but like, oh, your favorite bucket is run dry. You vouch for someone. Nope, no, thank you. Folks, we are the two-sided. We get very serious about things very quickly. Here live Thursdays, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. That's 4 a.m. Fridays, Greenwich Mean Sandwich time, and 7 a.m. if you're in Abu Dhabi.
I don't have a transition into our first segment, so let's just do a quick little shot, just a little one.
I feel like you don't have to pull the curtain back, John. You just do a shot. Say, well, let's do a shot and get into it. See, baby.
So
come on, be like Trump in a dressing room. Let's get on with it, baby.
The show, we've always been hiding what the segments are to you, my boy Pete, but those watching or listening to us live, either on the YouTube or on the stereo app, would see the heading. I always have that from the very beginning of each show, right? Well, we've talked about it, and we've now been hiding them until the segments come up. So people are actually discovering what the segment is as you are. So here's to you.
No, for reals, you did that?
Yeah, I did.
Hell yeah, John. Good for you, buddy. Man. Holy shit. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. John, just when I think you can't screw up anymore, you go and do something like this and redeem yourself. John, write this in your little notebook for the meeting you might be having on Saturday or not. I don't know. I'm super proud of you.
Yeah, don't speak too soon.
Oh! Also, folks, it didn't work. Turns out I have palsy. That's why you saw so many pictures at the beginning of the goddamn show.
Tonight we're going to talk about autism spectrum disorder.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Oh, come on, John. Come on, John. All right. Come on, John. Okay, no, I mean, it's good. It's good. It needs a voice, but it doesn't need, it's a fine line to find the jokes because everything needs jokes. Everything needs jokes, yes?
And that's your job on the show, right? Yeah.
You know, you son of a bitch. It's not on my resume. It makes me angry that you put me to work. What did I say? What did I say day one about how I felt about this show? What did I want to do on this show?
As little as possible.
Exactly, John. And now you have me doing a Sisyphean task. This boulder ain't gonna roll itself, John. Hey, folks, we are the two-sided pod. John brings boulders to the table. And if my boy Pete doesn't roll them up the hill, I'm not going to say Atlas because I'm not holding you up. I'm rolling your rock like a dung beetle up the hill of this show. I'm backing myself up. I have beautiful fucking very iridescent wings and whatnot, but I work with shit, John. And it's a big rock. I'm a little bug. And you know how much I love to feel dainty. Okay, I'm done now. let's get into the spectrum.
Yeah. So one of our longest continuing segments at Two Sided has been human healthcare. Whether that's ranging from mental and physical health to service animals to the healthcare system in the U.S.
Yep.
And all of these are obviously very serious matters, and that's why my boy Pete, anytime they come up, it's his job. He's going to Patch Adams it. It's all about healing. It's all about positivity. But sometimes he says a joke and he feels, oh, maybe. So we'll get past that real quick because we're continuing.
Will we, John?
I love these ones.
Anyway, my grandpa said that laughter is the best medicine. That's why all of us got super sick and my cousin died of plague. John, the plague. This thing on?
Laughing matter. That's not a laughing matter.
The black death, John.
Oh, there was rats in the wheat. We had rats all over the wheat barrels. That brought the plague, it did.
Died from the plague. If you have died from the plague in any of your two-sided bingo cards, you can stamp that off. Also, the middle square is a freebie when my boy Pete says, bah! Shit! Everybody get a stamp out. Let's play the game.
So we'll be focusing this week on what is known as autism spectrum disorder, or ASD for short, also simply known as autism.
Okay, all right. No, it's not simply known as autism, John. Here's the deal, and this is why I take umbrage already with the start of this show. Because if I have to point out facts, if you say spectrum, there's a wide variety of factors that can come into play.
Yes.
I believe that 90% of the people I know in the entertainment industry and acting, if you if you check 2 of these boxes, you're on the spectrum. I guess we're all on the spectrum? Holy shit. And then you're like, am I on the spectrum? Yeah. And now I feel like, wait, of course we have all ADHD. The generation before us all has fibromyalgia. What else you got, John? I'm just going to say WebMD came out because of us. Anyway, I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but you know what? Let me preface everything. Fuck you, John. I'm going to burst your bubble right here. Ready?
Go for it.
I believe that everyone should be treated equally. If you're on the spectrum, if you're not on the spectrum, if you're on whatever your wealth spectrum is, whatever your intellectual spectrum is, whatever your religious spectrum is, whatever your geological, if you're underground, if you're above ground, or geographical, even where you live. John, how I saved that? I don't care what spectrum you're on. If you are on a spectrum and you're standing above ground, I'm going to communicate to you at you the way I communicate. If you're my people, I'm going to talk shit to you. I love you. If you don't have a strong personality, I'm an asshole. If you do, I'm a funny asshole. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm not. I'm a gentle giant. But I'm saying, I think the end result is that you got the test results back and I am on the spectrum. Is this an intervention, John? Wait, are you trying to make me feel feelings about you, about me, about us, about?
Well, let's just start with a medical definition. So let's get into I'm the facts guy, you're the opinion guy, I'm the serious, you're the ha ha ha. So let's get into it. ASD is
you're Maury Povich, and I'm the one who's not the father. Ooh yeah, ooh yeah.
ASD is a developmental disability caused by differences in the brain. People with ASD often have problems with social. Oh, I know. It's very vague because it is a spectrum. I saw you react right there. But
I'm not saying shit, John. I'm holding
that's
all
what they
of my
could all
things
agree
in.
on. Yeah.
No, they can only, sometimes anger is not good. Oh, you know what? Let's all give it a thumbs up. I can see in the medical meeting, I was like, fuck you! Fuck you! It sometimes means that sometimes is something.
Right.
I'll let it pass.
Differences in the brain. People with ASD often have problems with social communication and interaction, and restricted or repetitive behaviors or interests. So people with ASD.
Keep going. Keep going.
Again, it's often and may. After that first statement, none of it is solid. All of it is.
I know. May and often may result in repetitive. And that, mom and dad, is why I can't stop jerking off. Is what I said when I was 14. They caught me 15 times in the yard
It's
when a parade was
repetitive.
going by. Repetition is the key. That's what I played up on.
And it's restricted to certain body parts, right? Yeah.
Very restrictive. And then I can't leave the house without this ankle monitor? Stupid. Thanks, state of California. You did another good one. Sorry. No,
So people with ASD may also have different ways of learning, moving, or paying attention. And it's important to note that some people without ASD might also have some of these symptoms. So that's why it can be confusing.
So just so you know that sometimes people act like humans and it means they're human. But other times people act like humans and like, I'm different. Yeah, I'm different. I'm different. I'm different. Pull up to the scene with my ceiling missing. Pull up to the scene with my ceiling missing. I'm just saying.
So some history. The term autism was first used by psychiatrist Eugene Bleuler in 1908. He used it to describe a schizophrenic patient who had withdrawn into his own world. So the Greek word autos meant self, and the word autism was used by Bleuler to mean morbid self-admiration and withdrawal within self.
Say the second one. So autos is self, and
so he went off of that Greek word.
No. Just autos is he didn't put two words together. He said autos was the meaning of self.
Right. And so he said autism was morbid self-admiration and withdrawal within self.
John, all I'm taking away from this point is I got to identify some weird traits in my friends, make a scientific name for it and study it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe do a dissertation or two, a TED Talk if I'm lucky. If I planned correctly, this two-sided pod that we do every Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, 4 a.m. Friday, Greenwich Sandwich Time, and 7 a.m. if you're in Abu Dhabi, might be the springboard that leads me to said proclamation.
Yeah.
Discovery.
Yeah.
And then at that point, now we can sue. Now we can or then I can put people away. I don't know, John. I just want a reason. I believe for the season. Nope, that was already used.
So at this time, it was looking at specific diagnosed schizophrenic patients, and so it was not a new category of disorder. It was used to describe ones who withdrawn, right? But schizophrenic who withdrawn.
A sect of schizophrenics.
Of schizophrenic, yes.
What the fuck, John?
Right.
Jesus Christ. Hey, wow. And this was 1908. Yeah?
When the word was coined.
Right. Yeah. When it was coined. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. Super good. Super awesome. Because one of the things that we continue to say, that we continue to think about is like our declaration, our amendments are not, we need to rethink of how things are. We shouldn't live in the past because it's the past. Oh no, but autism, let's keep this word, let's keep this categorization of a schizophrenic diagnosis because we couldn't think of a better word. Auto meaning self. I would like to do a lot more with auto. There's a lot better things to do with auto. Erotic. Put those two together and see what else comes into mind. But those two together are a magic combination, John.
Uh-huh.
As the Greeks would say, let them eat grapes. No, I don't know if they said that. They should have.
So the pioneers in research into autism as we know it today were Hans Asperger and Leo Kanner. They were
Fuck that shit. Hans? Yes, what is it? Hans, we met some real weird fucking dudes lately. We'd like to name the syndrome they have after you. Why would you do that? Why, because I like the books and I keep my hands on my pants? Why would you ever say these things? Hans, you got Asperger's all over you, baby. I know, it's on my lapel. It's the Asperger crest. We are very proud people, the Aspergers. We come back from the 1800s. My father worked for Eugene Luger in 1908. You know, the schizophrenic guy? Yeah. He's super good. Why is everyone looking at me? Oh, shit. Is their syndrome going to be named after me? I can't take that. After you gave me the boot and also now the syndrome? Ay, caramba. And that is historical, John. I'm pretty sure I looked that up on the YouTubes.
Yeah. WebMD, I believe, had it. So both of these, they were working separately in the 1940s. Asperger described very able children, while Kanner described children who were severely affected.
And I'll let you know, nobody liked Connor's opinion. My kid's a good kid. All right? He fucking can climb that jungle gym if he fucking wanted to. It's just he's too busy creasing his pants and making sure all the kids know how many sand pebbles are in the fucking box. You guys don't fucking know my kid. Connor, you're a piece of shit. Asperger, you're my guy. I'm all Asperger all the time. And that's how Walter Mondale went down, John. They forgot about him because he didn't have the good rights. Not what he wanted to hear, not the truth. They wanted to hear what made them feel good. Asperger, Reagan. And his buddy, Connor Mondale.
There you go.
It was on my SATs, John. That's how I got into grad school.
So their views remained useful for physicians for the next 3 decades, 1940s into the 70s, right? The autism spectrum disorder begins in early childhood and eventually causes problems of functioning in society, socially, in school and at work, for example. Often children show symptoms of autism within the first year.
Of what? Of life? Of school?
Of life.
Of
Of
work?
life. Yep.
Okay. But what does that mean? Like they don't communicate well?
Well,
And you're a
actually,
fucking baby.
so
What does that
so
mean?
a small number of children appear to develop normally in the first year, and then go through a period of regression between
Normally.
18 and 24 months. So I'm going to tell you how
Okay.
there are
All
differences.
right.
Remember that
You're
wide
no.
range
Okay.
differences in the
No,
brain.
I know. I love you. You're the best. I'm the worst. You're good looking. I'm not attractive. You're reading things of a quote things, and I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had the best album of the whole goddamn year. I'm gonna let you finish. Go.
So they can. Social communication deficits may include, and this is ways that they can tell as early as in the first year, and then sometimes it is more pronounced when amongst their peers, usually when school starts. So these social communication deficits may include decreased sharing of interest with others, difficulty appreciating their own or others' emotion, aversion to maintaining eye contact, lack of proficiency with use of nonverbal gestures, and stilted or scripted speech, interrupting abstract ideas literally, interpreting abstract ideas literally, and finally, difficulty making friends or keeping them. And that's just a short list, not
Okay.
incomplete list. Yeah.
Okay. I could go with one of those. I can of the interrupting and the idea like, man, that kid ain't right. But the rest of them, like, you know me, I don't like kids. Kids are the devil.
Right.
But I've seen The Last of Us. I know we got to keep this generation going, right? So they're fucking little angels. It's just a kid being a kid. Like, yeah, you don't share thoughts and ideas with the other people. You don't share things. You interrupt. You don't make friends and keep friends. But you know what? Maybe you're a dreamer. Maybe that's maybe define your fucking pack. Here's your 3 friends who are your best friends. It doesn't mean you're weird. Doesn't mean you have fucking Connor syndrome. Fucking piece of shit. Doesn't mean that. Doesn't also mean you have Asperger's and you're the good weird piece of shit. It means you're a kid. It means you're a person, right?
Yeah.
Like you put a name on things like I have this. Motherfucker, you don't have this. You're a person. Okay, you have diabetes. All right, get your stumpy ass leg in here. We won't have any sugar cereal around you. I get that. Like you have cancer. Like, okay, I have alcohol. I'm an alcoholic. Cool. You have that disease. Great. But if like I have a social disease, I got a social disease.
Hey, I got a social disease.
Hey, and it's that thing. It's like it doesn't cause you physical pain. You don't. It's just cool. What the fuck ever. Get in the house. Mow the lawn. Shut the fuck up. You're a person. You're a human. You're not a Connor. You're an Asperger. You are, if you want to put yourself in a spectrum, or if you want people to put you in boxes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. You're fucked up a little bit. You're a little fucked up more than he is. I'm a little more fucked up than that guy is. Like, great, but you put these things on that are, oh, cool. You're missing a chromosome. Okay, that's why you don't have hands. You don't understand the words I'm saying. I'm with that. But it's like, my brain doesn't work right. Motherfuckers, show me someone whose brain works right. Show me. I'm waiting. The best person in the world is broken somehow.
Yeah.
Some way, shape, or form. And if you don't see that, then you're broken. Oh, wait, you are. John, we all are.
Well,
Do we have to name everything?
So you're focusing on.
I would name the two-sided podcast because we are broken in a special way, John. A special way that can only be really experienced on Thursdays, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, live on the YouTubes and the stereo streets. 4 a.m. Friday, Greenwich Mean Sandwich Time, and 7 a.m. if you're in Abu Dhabi, if you happen to go that direction.
Yeah, shout out. So you're focusing on, because I focus on in this first part, one of the two criteria that they look at. The first one being that social communication, right? And that makes sense. You're a little awkward. You got some tics. That's one thing, right? And that's what you really focus on. The second one is a little bit is a bit different. So that's the restricted interest and repetitive behavior. I have a list. I could go through all, or it's about 7 of them, or we could just talk about it. So stimming, which is repetitive behavior to stimulate yourself.
So, right. So if you rock back and forth, if
Yes.
you have to wash your hands over and over, if you like to chew your fingernails, if you
Yes.
like to in your chair, that's one of the things, because
Even hitting yourself in a certain way.
Hitting yourself, like I did that with my pen a lot. I'm like, hey, you have this, and like I was told I couldn't do it.
Yeah, especially on a podcast.
I would do beats all the time. And then with my ring.
Yeah.
Right? Like fidget spinners became
Yep.
the catharsis for all of us. John, we're not, I'm with you. That's number one. Go to the next. Let's continue.
Difficulty coping with change, inflexibility with behavior. That's one of them.
We fear change. They come mostly at night. Mostly.
Extreme over focus in niche subjects to the exclusion of others, and believing that others to be equally interested in those subjects, like vacuums.
Veganism, CrossFit, all the bullshit that people do these days.
Arby's
Are they all
commercials.
twisted? Bro, come on. You know the weather balloons are small satellite areas, and like you guys know this, right? Here's the deal, John. It's human nature, so you can't say, "Oh, this one thing this one person does." Keep going. Keep going.
Difficulty tolerating change in routine and new experiences, like getting to Wapner.
How dare you, John? I'm off work at 3:30. Go to the store, get my accoutrements. I'm home by 4 o'clock, so I can watch my Wapner that I recorded. Also, Survivor. John, all these things. Is this an intervention? What the fuck? What's the next one?
Sensory hypersensitivity. Example, aversion to loud noises.
My whole world is the tip of a penis. I'm very sensitive in my surroundings. John, what's the next one?
You talked about this, the movements, stereotypical movements, hand flapping, rocking, spinning, and finally in this list, an incomplete list, obviously, arranging things, often toys, in a very particular manner.
No, John. No, that is a girlfriend who is angry about you having good fucking collectibles. Yeah, I have the pop figures and I have to have them in alphabetical order. Fuck off. I have all of the FUBU sweatshirts from 98 up until 2004, and I need them in order of color. Yes. John, it's not. It's now giving like. No, John, no. These are what we call quirks in the human personality. This is not an intervention. I do not need to go to rehab. I have not checked off all these boxes, John. I have a whole box of collectibles I'm going to put in alphabetical order, and then from the year they were released, and then keep going back and forth until I can't see straight, and then go to sleep. And it's not because I have a problem; it's because I have an opportunity, John. I have an opportunity.
Now, while these two categories show themselves in very different ways in very different subjects and different people, there's also the range that's not very explicit here, but from high functioning, extremely verbal and communicative to completely nonverbal, nonverbal. Yeah.
Woo! John, that was the first compliment I got all night. High functioning and verbal. Folks, if you don't know, now you know. Apparently, my intervention has turned in my favor. The winds have shifted. There's no longer a need to batten down the hatches. We're good to sail. John, what else you got?
So a big determining factor, one of the most important developmental differences between children on the autism spectrum and children without ASD is a delay in or lack of joint attention. The term is joint attention. This is a big thing that's very common across the spectrum.
If I was a parent of a child that I claimed, if I don't take the 23andMe test, and I know for sure I'm not, John, I would be proud of that child. I would be super like, yeah, of course you don't have this. All these kids are stupid. Help your daddy roll a joint. Let's get down to the brass tacks, kids. That's why my childcare, my after school program got shut down. It was the first 501c3 that I tried, but John, this one with a two-sided pod and the church of the two-sided,
right,
is gonna be to the tits, bro. To the tits.
So we mentioned those two pioneers, and you mentioned how one of them has a syndrome named after him. Well, it's a spectrum, right? And they're kind of looking at the two sides of the spectrum. Two sides. Anyway, in the medical field, there have been labeled 5 major types of autism, which include Asperger's syndrome, Rett syndrome, childhood disintegrative disorder, Connor's syndrome, he got his own, and pervasive developmental disorder not otherwise specified. That's like the all-encompassing 5th one. Yeah, the undefined.
Yeah, that's all the kids we knew in school. You're fucked up like I am, but we're not defined. You guys want to play kickball? Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
So Asperger's, although the term was quite common before 2013, Asperger's is actually no longer used by medical professionals. It has since been reclassified as level 1 autism spectrum disorder. So he lost it. He had it, then he lost the name.
Those sons of bitches. Those kids I talked about. They're the kids that I was going after. Now they're in places of power and they're taking my syndrome from me. John, I can only imagine how his children felt. The Connor children.
Mm. They're like, we won.
None of them could admit they're on the spectrum. What spectrum, Dad? Dinners were horrible with that family.
You're level 1. Anyway, this is kind of what you've been referring to, especially in the communication behaviors, right? So flat, monotone speech, the challenges in switching between activities, inflexibility, those kind of things that are quite common. It is known as the most common.
That's called a producer or a director, John. If you're in the business, that is what it's called. I don't know where you're from. Jesus Christ. You're supposed to be the one who gets the residual checks. Somehow I know this more than you. This is bullshit. How come I'm not getting paid from things I've done in the past? Severance packages, even? I gotta get fired. Nope. Don't put that evil out in the world, John. Don't put that evil out in the world.
Juju magic. Rett syndrome is another one, and this is the one that I was talking about. It is it's noticed in infancy. It presents challenges that affect almost every aspect of the child's life. They can still enjoy and live a fulfilling life with proper care, but this is the loss of standard movement and coordination, challenges with communication and speech, sometimes being completely nonverbal, and even breathing difficulties in some cases. It's more common in girls, but it still can be diagnosed in boys.
Okay. No jokes there. I'm glad I listened first, because I was going to do a Rep Maverick joke of like riverboat gambling. I'm like, no, let's steer away.
Yeah, I want to plow through that one.
I did know my dad, when he had, it was his secretary, client, it was someone, and they had a party, and we went to their ranch and met her son who had Rets, and it was like cool kid, but just nonverbal, in a wheelchair, like could move around, and like definitely had at first I was like, but had a personality. Like once you like, that's the thing with anyone, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're uncomfortable with this person's communication. You're uncomfortable with this person's look. You're uncomfortable with this person's demeanor. If you give it a second, if you give it a beat, I promise you, man, I promise you, your perception will change.
Yeah.
You'll have a realization that oh wait, we're a lot more alike than we're unalike. We have more similarities than we have disagreements. You know, there's a whole thing there. If you really look at it, but it takes a moment, and like across the spectrum, whatever you believe, you know, if you believe in a round earth, that's bullshit, right? But we take moments to stop and talk about how the ice is melting, and soon we'll one day fall off this flat plane we live on, and it makes us closer. Ain't that right, John?
Yeah, man. Yeah. And my research was very focused on facts and not looking at the stigmas and stereotypes that have been formed around us, especially these Rett. And I want to just take a quick moment. One of my friends' kids, one of my friend's kid is nonverbal, and in middle school, he was in special ed. And it was like the drawing outside the lines and blocks special ed in middle school. And she's like, he needs better than this. He needs an education. He is smart. And they're like, no, he's not. Sorry, he can't speak. He's not smart. And so she took him to an analyst outside of the school system. And they found out that in middle school, he had a reading level of a high school, a senior level high school reading level in middle school. And he also, and writing, he had a college level writing level in writing. He was a genius, but he just wasn't communicating the way that this school wanted him to communicate. And so they just threw him into yeah.
Yeah, there's buckets, man. There's if you don't fit into a box,
yeah,
everyone feels uncomfortable. Like I know you. I'm not saying that everyone is putting you there. Sometimes we put ourselves there. We don't feel comfortable unless we can identify and name and categorize what we're feeling in these moments. I know that about you, John. I love you. You're You're the best, worst thing that's ever happened to me.
I think that's better than being the worst, best thing that's ever happened to you.
Oh, 100%. You should meet that guy. You can't. He's under the Jet Stadium, John. I'm just saying, it's very difficult because you put these labels on yourself, and people do it from the outside, like, oh, you have ADHD, you have this, you have that, if you have a specific thing, like, oh, here's a thing, like you can, and I don't know, man. I don't know because I do know stemming. I do know that I conquered that myself. I had a thing like, cool, don't do that. All right, what are you gonna do else? I'm gonna do these 17 other things in a row. Yeah, but I'm gonna shake it up, baby. And I just started doing a lot of things. Right. I just started doing a lot of things. And then all of a sudden, like, those things did become things. Like, I just had to do a few things. And it was at that point, like, all right. All right. Cool. I still find myself doing things if I'm sitting in a chair. Like, I do a lot of rocking.
Mm.
But to me, that's an intro to a joke, John. That's like, I'm a Reese's monkey. Come on, baby. If you ain't laughing, you're crying. Nobody got time to cry in these parts.
Right. So childhood disintegrative, that's a hard one for me, disorder, CDD, is
kid tested, mother approved.
Also has a dude's name on it. Heller's syndrome, or disintegrative psychosis, is a neurodevelopmental disorder defined by delayed onset of developmental problems in language, motor skills, or social functions. It is delayed onset, where Rett is from the beginning, and this is kind of the difference between the two, but they both have similar symptoms and displays.
See, okay, so those things I get it when there's a specific thing, like, okay, hear me out though. Let me ask, because I don't know.
Okay.
Heller's and Rett. Well, Rett is from onset, so there is no change. When Heller's comes on, is there a slow progression? Is it like Alzheimer's? Is it like you see it coming, like, oh, things start happening? Or is it like, oh, you wake up one day and now this is happening?
It's pretty quick. It's in a year or so.
Okay.
And
so
yeah.
Still a year. So you can, oh, things are happening. Like, you get to have the fear for a year before the full effect takes place. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, thanks, Hellers. I will never have your mayonnaise again.
And that the range of that is around 3 to 10. Up to 10 is where the shift can happen. Example.
Fuck that, John. No,
yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. that. Why would anyone ever want to have children? What the fuck? You have SIDS that they can die for the first couple years. Then you have fucking Hellers up until 10 or 12. Then you have fucking broken condoms, handguns, newfangled drugs that they're not sharing. I'm a cool dad. It's all bullshit. I gotta find it in his dresser. It's all bullshit. Sorry, I'm playing the whole thing out, John. I should have stopped early on when it was really meaningful.
All right, let's jump to Connors. So he was working at Johns Hopkins University in 1943, and it was the condition as classic autistic disorder. Children with Connor syndrome will appear attractive, alert, and intelligent with underlying characteristics of the disorder, such as, and it has a list. We love lists, right? So this is where it shifts from Asperger's. Neither of these are the nonverbal showing forms of the spectrum.
This
But
son of a bitch. This is the intervention. This is like Johnny Hops warned me about this early on. He said, I'm going to do this university thing, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to expose you later on a podcast. He said, Johnny Hops, you ain't going to do this to me, are you? He said, oh, you wait till you meet the peacock. He'll do what he wants. That's what Johnny Hops said. Or John Hopkins, if you like to call him, whatever.
This is an interesting one. All right. Lack of emotional attachment with others. Communication and interaction challenges.
Nope, not at all.
Uncontrolled speech.
Yeah. Fuck you, John. You don't understand what I'm dealing with.
Obs-
And another thing, have you ever done macrame? I'll tell you about it later. Keep going.
Obsession with handling objects.
Give me that. That's mine. I want to touch it now. Keep going.
Finally, a high degree of rote memory and visual spatial skills with major difficulties learning in other areas.
John, it's our time. It's our time down here. It's their time. It's their time up there. And it's all over the second you rolled up Roy's bucket. John, I haven't learned the Pledge of Allegiance, but I know the whole Goonies movie. Are you saying I have a problem? I say opportunity. I'm going to take a knee on that one, Kaepernick style.
Could you describe the ruckus? You watch yourself, young man.
You son of a bitch. I'm going to watch that tonight. I know I shouldn't because I have work in the morning, but I'm definitely going to watch Breakfast Club.
Okay, finally, pervasive developmental disorder - not otherwise specified. This actually has a acronym too. PDD-NOS. Pervasive developmental disorder - not otherwise specified. NOS.
You know,
PDD NOS.
You know how much I hate to turn pages.
I know it.
And I literally have to, and I don't want to turn it because I want to look back at this and remember, oh, what a glorious night it was. But now I've ripped it off and I have pages around me. And you know how much I hate clutter. I hate it. PDD-DOS. Nope. What is it?
NOS. PDD slash NOS. NOS.
NOS. Yeah.
Yeah. Not otherwise specified.
Yeah. Yeah. It was. Oh my God. Of an fucking shit. I can't.
ROUSs?
RUSs. Rodents of unusual size.
Woo!
John, you, sir, complete my circle of stupidity. You finished all the sandwiches that I cannot eat. I, sir, bow down to you. PDD Gnosis.
Right. Jumping at our live YouTube, I think this correlates. Spondy says, they may take my assets and family, ... but they will never take my RBIs.
They will take my friends and family, but they will never take my RBIs or ribs, baby. I got them baby back. Spondy's baby back ribs. Yeah, Spondy's.
So this is a mild PDD-NOS is a mild type of autism that presents a range of symptoms. The common symptoms are challenges in social and language development. It's the other category.
Come on, man. It's a NOS and not otherwise specified bullshit. Oh, you feel uncomfortable in a party? You must be on the spectrum. Motherfucker, now I put a name on it? Now I can't just be awkward at a party because that girl I was looking at was fucking talking to another dude? What is up, John? What the fuck? Oh, they played the fucking jam that I fucking did the dance off with and lost the last party? This is bullshit.
So several factors may influence the development of autism, and it is often accompanied by sensory sensitivities and medical issues such as gastrointestinal GI disorders.
Hey, baby, I got autism. It ain't the fucking it's I got autism. Don't worry about me. That's what's happening in here.
Also, seizures or sleep disorders, as well as mental health challenges.
I'm so sleepy. Baby, I got autism and I fart a lot. Don't worry about me. I'll be better next time, I promise. See, now people are just, this is what we call writers in the bills in Congress. Yeah, see? And also you fart a lot. Yeah. And you don't like to wake up. Yeah. Put a name on it. Now they can't yell at me. I got a condition, see? A real condition.
Also, mental health challenges such as anxiety, depression, and attention issues.
Jesus Christ, John. Oh my God. Have you not lived in the world that I've lived in? Does anyone else have anxiety? Does anyone else have attention issues? Fuck you, John. You're an idiot for reading these words out loud and saying they're documents. You must be destroyed on some level.
I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, and that is probably a symptom that you should be put in a box as labeled, and now you can get away with something bullshit. John, I have to say, I'm disappointed, but I'm very specifically aware of what's happening. Ain't that right, John?
That's right, man. So, people of all genders, races, ethnicities, economic backgrounds can be diagnosed with ASD. And it can be a lifelong disorder, but treatments and services can improve a person's symptoms and daily functions. Now, the exact cause of ASD isn't known. It's likely that a number.
Oh, I think if you talk to a certain ex-Baywatch actress, you'll know exactly what causes it. I don't want to point fingers, but pot, kettle. Is that right, John?
Yeah. So some scientists believe that damage to a part of the brain called the, I'm just going to spell it, AMYGD. Oh, AMYGDALA. Amygdala can be involved.
Right.
Maybe a virus.
All right, 100%. Being that the PDD of the NOS is such an ASD, shouldn't we keep the Jenny McCarthy on the QT? Because if her fucking theories leaked to the press, we're all fucked.
While some parents have heard that vaccines may cause ASD, but studies have found no link between vaccines and ASD. All expert medical and governmental groups state that there is no link between vaccines and ASD.
All right, well, why am I magnetic? Am I a Magneto now? Will Jenny McCarthy come to my house if I take a vaccine? Or if I don't? What happens? How do I get Jenny McCarthy to my house? I guess is the end all be all question. I know she has a beach with 2 kids, and one of them may have PDD, NOS, ASD. But who am I to disagree, John?
So to wrap this up, the WHO has been looking at this, and in May of 2014,
WHO. Hey, being the WHO is so on PC, shouldn't we keep the PC and the QT, John? If it leaks to anyone who has NOS on the ASD spectrum, we're all FUCKED. You know what I mean? Baby boy.
in May 2014, the 67th World Health Assembly of the World
Organization?
Health Organization adopted a resolution entitled Comprehensive and Coordinated Efforts for the Management of Autism Spectrum Disorders. So the WHO met at the WHA 67th 2014 May and entitled he's sneezing up a storm. He'd love to chime in here, but he can't. So more than 60 countries adopted supported this resolution.
Who meets who? Resolute who? And we don't know nothing about you. I believe is a song they sang at the conglomerate meeting. Isn't that correct, John?
Yep. Yeah. So this resolution urges the World Health Organization to collaborate with member states, those 60 countries, and partner agencies to strengthen national capacities to address autism spectrum disorder and other developmental disabilities. So it's now being recognized more than ever, starting globally, not even fully globally, but on a global level in 2014. And that's it. That's the very underlooked at spectrum disorder of autism.
I'm looking at it, right? Like you brought it to the table. I'm looking at it. Like I feel like it was not intervention. Like you just brought some things to the surface. I feel like they were in defense of how you like to talk about things, which is fine. I feel like also I now have ammo to talk about how I fight my day-to-day life. And John, I feel like we're both better people. I don't know. For having this conversation. Yeah, they're right, John.
That's right, brother. Hey, let's have a shot.
Thank you.
And move on.
Yes, please. And yes, please. Yeah.
Cheers. Cheers to you.
No, cheers to you. I'm gonna go ahead and not have that paper in front of me because any of those jokes, you don't need to refer to those jokes. Those are not callbacks you need to make.
Oh right, yeah. We'll move on.
Shut the fuck up. Like there's no Connor Briggs jokes that you need to make moving forward. Shut the fuck up, Pete. You're okay with life. If you shut the fuck up. All right, buddy. Hey, pal. Hey.
Pal.
Cheers, everybody, for listening. We're the Two-Sided Pod. We are here every Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, 4 a.m. Greenwich Mean Sandwich Time, and 7 a.m. in Abu Dhabi, if you happen to be there. Cheers. Bink.
Cheers, everybody. You're welcome for listening.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh, I hate those messages.
No, I want to pop these bubble, baby. Hell yeah. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Well, some good people out here, man. I'm excited.
We didn't know these people. They would just happen to go in the bathroom and see where Desert Fox's phone was at and picked it up. Once we told them that the storage unit had them on camera, shit got intense. And the dude that took the phone took off on his motorcycle really quick.
See? People, man.
Welcome.
Just so you know, I pay attention by sticking toy cards up my ass. Just letting you know. It's love.
If you don't do that, I don't know how you stay awake. It's 4 a.m. Greenwich Mean Sandwich Time out there. I know you're late, but it's early. Come on, man. At least get a fucking matchback car up there. Talk about it. Be about it. Think about it.
WWBWD. Yes, I said it. WWBWD. Yeah.
What would what would BW do? What would BW? What would? Are you not enunciating again? Is that what's happening?
For some weird reason, you keep saying Dr. Spectrum, but all I've got in my head is that scene from The Simpsons when Troy McClure, he's doing a song and it's from Planet of the Apes. It's all like, oh my god, I was wrong. It was Earth all along. Had finally made a monkey. Yes, you finally made a monkey. Yes, you finally made a monkey out of me. I have no idea what or anything that's to it. I just like singing. Like,
So dumb. So dumb. So dumb. Loku. It's so good. He's so good. Because he knows, like, it was the fucking, he knew the whole song.
Yeah, I know.
He knew the whole song. And not only did he know it, he sang the whole song. Like, oh yeah, I know you're going. I can't cut him off like John. Like, John, you have no through line. John, you are
No, I know. I normally don't. I don't chime in on these ones, but like, it's the same episode where it's Planet of the Apes with Troy McClure, and it's Dr. Sayus, Dr. Sayus. Oh, Dr. Sayus, and Troy McClure
Says
comes
Dr.
in.
Says.
We love you, Dr. Sayus.
You might know me from such things as the Two-Sided Pod, Tuesdays, Thursdays, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. Also, Fridays, Greenwich Mean Sandwich Time. And I come also onto your goddamn dials, 7 a.m. Abu Dhabi style. Troy McClure out. I can't even do. I was literally just thinking about the words. I wasn't thinking about the voice. Hear me out, John. I know. Hear me out, John. I know that he was murdered by his wife. John, hear me out. I can come back from this. They stopped doing Apu, John. I can come back from that too. John. Abu Dhabi, 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 Abu Dhabi. Oh, rock me, Abu Dhabi, Abu Dhabi. Together.
maybe you said previous Baywatch star. I don't know why, but I thought Yasmin Bleeth. Then I thought
Boo. There you go.
then you're making me think Jenny McCarthy.
There
Now, I'm not going to say
you
that you're
go.
wrong, but I'm going to say you're wrong. It's Yasmin Bleeth. I love that.
Nope, you're also wrong because it's Jenny McCarthy. Just so you know, what I like, because I'm honest, I will pull all the curtains back and tell you exactly. I had what we call a time travel episode where I didn't know what was happening, but then I came back full force, and it was Jenny McCarthy.
Yes.
Right. Right. No.
She was the original. Yeah, Tool Time with Tim the Toolman Taylor. Heidi. She was the original Heidi.
Ain't that right, John?
That's right.
Ain't
Buddy.
that right? Hey, pal. Well, apparently we still have the other half of the show to go. I'm
Well,
okay right now. I'm you know what, John? I need to reassure you because we're live on the YouTubes, and I feel like you're very like I'm unsure. I need you to know. I feel good about this. Like, you did good. You did good.
it was a tricky,
You did
tricky,
good.
tricky subject. I was wondering how you'd react, and I appreciate your reaction as well. So you did good too, man. You did good too.
Yeah. 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 You know what? Peaks and valleys. Peaks and valleys. And I feel like we're both like, why did I fall down that shaft? Because it was there, John. Because it was there. Pop this bubble and let's go into it.
Right.
Oh, and let's try that again. Yep.
Jenny McCarthy today. Like, she's been a stay-at-home mom, been staying in her house for 8 years now. She's never left. I mean, I was a little dumbfounded because I thought Pamela Lee the whole time, who is much more crazy, much more My Boy Pete style.
I know, right?
Just
Right. Either way.
thoughts from the other side. I don't know.
I know. I know. I know. I did too. I put all of my eggs in the Pamela Anderson basket. I was like, I'll be a stay-at-home dad for these kids. Not a problem. Chlamydia, that's just a bouquet of flowers in my world. I'm good to go, Pam. Turns out restraining orders can stop my love.
Oh man, yeah. Tommy Lee apparently was the love of her life, and when they had kids, he started getting a little violent. And she's like, "Nope, sorry, you were the one, but you got to go." So that's a little bit of a tragedy. But hey, she's remarried.
Yeah.
She said,
Yeah.
"I,
No.
Pamela Anderson, take the
Yeah.
Kid Rock." She actually said
Mhm.
his stage name
Yeah.
in the wedding
No.
vows.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I know. It's great. It's great that you literally put all the history involved into it. It's great, John. I love it. But you kind of took all the wind out of my sails of how I was going to win her back. Like, I know you're married, but you're not happily married. Am I right? I don't know. Bow to bob with My Boy Pete. Diggy diggy.
And that's going to
You
lead
like
to our next lightning round.
Lightning round! It's time to get down! Come on! Yeah!
Woo! Hey, lightning round guy. You seem to be doing a
What's
lot better,
up,
man.
Oh, man, I gotta tell you what. You gotta get the juices flowing. So, no. Stop it, baby. Woo!
Glad to hear that, man. Hey, how's the downstairs looking for our green room? Because we're heading in pretty soon.
You're big. Fuck your
I'm okay with all of that. Hey, thank you. Thank you for your
I'm
work.
good with that too. Like, he's pretty much doing the Lord's work, right?
Yeah.
Lord save you. God. Woo!
Hey, keep on that half, Matt. That seems to be the right quantity for you, brother.
Thanks, buddy. Half man. Woo!
That guy and his foliars friends. What are you gonna do, John?
I'm waiting for the
What are you
point
gonna
when
do?
you swing your headset over your head to get the Foley. Perfect Foley sound.
I gotta get more headsets because I already broke one in the last. I gotta get more.
All right. Well, this lightning round segment is one of your favorites and mine. It is actually, I think, one of Pete's as well because he finally understands it. It's the editorial dick. That's right. I read my boy Pete a headline.
Son of a bitch, because he finally understands it. Stupid son of a bitch.
I was trying to pound through that one.
He's a dumb bastard. Look at him, folks. He's trying to. He's like a fucking pig in a gunny sack trying to find his way out. Look at him. Look at him. He's dumb and stupid. Folks,
Not anymore.
Let's do this editorial dick. John, for the editorial dicks in the world who don't know, who found their way out of the gunny sack, what is this bit about?
Well, everybody, I'm going to read my boy Pete a headline from very recent news, and he's going to editorialize. He's not going to talk about facts. He's only going to give the spouting opinion as it comes, not a response, but a reaction. And it's going to be great.
Folks, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are the Two-Sided Pod. If we are nothing, we are nothing but reactionary. John, let's kick this pig and make it squeal.
I'm ready if you are. Okay, first headline.
There's a lot of pig jokes in this whole bit here. I don't know what that's about. I'll be honest. I'm unsure.
First headline, in quotations, Godfather of AI, in quotations, leaves Google and warns of dangers.
Anyone who doesn't have a 3.2 million SPF sunscreen is going to be real fucking upset. I know that's not the real quote. But what I'm saying is someone who sees the beast they've created and they're now whistleblowing, man, we are fucked. Granted, there's a few of us have been also living like we have been fucked for a hot minute. So, welcome to the party. Come bowling with us. You'll figure out the whole state of affairs.
Next headline. That's right, man. The next headline. Gold price rallies $33 ahead of federal decision. Gets ready to test all-time highs.
Hold up. So all you have, I know you don't have any more information. I'm going to ask for it. Gold prices plus $33. You're not sure what that's up from?
So there's a federal decision that's allowing gold to increase, and it has already increased even ahead of the decision. And it seems like it's going to be the most valuable that it's ever been. And that could either be really good or collapse it.
I understand all of the things that you're saying. But I'm asking the prices currently plus 33. What does that mean?
Yeah,
that's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, no. I didn't. I looked at the other stuff. Nope. Got nothing for you.
Super good. Because what I can tell you, John, is that I remember a time. Oh, it was not so long ago when the price of really good kush weed was more expensive than gold. You could buy an ounce of weed for $3.50, or you could buy an ounce of gold for $3.20. And went down to $3.10, and we went to $3.60. It's like, am I gonna have to stab a motherfucker? What is happening here? That's when I started in the trade union. I mean, I was only there to keep a finger on the pulse of what was happening with gold, but I was selling a lot of weed and smoking even more. You guys have seen. No. As soon as I say it, John's gonna like, I was in that scene. No, I'm not gonna say it. We had so much goddamn money, we had no idea what to do with it. We were throwing midgets at walls. It was crazy. Ain't that right, John?
What's that? Goodfellas?
Son of a bitch.
Next
I
headline.
feel like no, that's great. Let's headline all this. Wait, I know for a fact you don't have my picture up. You don't see anything. You're not looking at anything other than your thing. Like, it makes me so angry. Like, God damn it! I now have to have catchphrases that make you move on to other things. Like, John, look at my hands. Don't look at my face. John, if you see me once, you see me twice. Here's me coming, here's me going. What the shit, John? Next headline. Ain't that right, John?
That's right, buddy. Next headline. The designers of Jared Leto's Met Gala look, quote, he wanted to be like a real cat. He wanted it to be like a real cat.
I'll be honest. Anyone and everyone who watched any of the entrances of the Met Gala became sick after the first 12 minutes. If you made it past 12, God bless your soul. You saying like a real cat, I think of Cats, the unedited version with the buttholes. And I think that Jared Leto had a butthole. And I don't want to think about that. And therefore, Jared Leto, fuck your couch. Your couch has been fucked, Jared Leto. Is that our thing? What do we do?
I'm going to give you that one, man. That was good. Because what is the it in he wanted it to be like a real cat? The butthole.
The butthole. Come on, you guys. Jesus Christ, am I alone here? Am I speaking of the fucking vapor and the infinite nonsense that is the two-sided? Every Tuesday, Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. Thursdays, we go goddamn live on the stereo streets and on the YouTubes. That's 4 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time on Friday a.m. and 7 a.m. in Abu Dhabi if you happen to be vacationing there. No harm, no foul.
Final headline. Writers' strike. Hollywood scribes picket studios for better play. Quote, it's not sustainable.
Oh, John. This is how I get across the lines, Johnny boy. This is how I make my mark. Hey, you like the Tonight Show? Oh, you're going to hate it when I write the jokes. I'm a scab who ain't going to ever stop scabbing. Here's the deal, baby boy. When I see a moment, I capitalize. But also fucking pay him more. But seriously, pay me less. What do you need to do? I could be John Mulaney. He had a coke habit. He went to rehab. Come on, man. I didn't have either of those things. Okay, no. I didn't have one of those things. Come on, guys. Pay me less.
All right. That's the end of our final lightning round. We're going to jump into our final segment. Shot, play these messages or do we just plow through?
Nope, let's play the messages and let's go ahead and think about our life choices and what has brought us to this point. Let's pour a shot. And as soon as we get through these messages, we'll do the shot. And then may God have mercy on your soul.
Well, I mean, you gotta say Kid Rocky. That shit's like under lock and key. Do you know his actual name? I don't think I do. Fuck, I was gonna say something else. Oh yeah. Hey Pete, man, there was a time where fucking Gwen Stefani married the fucking ugly fucking redneck dude from the movies. I ain't even gonna mention his name, and I was like, are you for real? And she divorced him. I'm like, yeah, Billy Bob, fuck you. And then she married the dude from Bush. I'm like, the name of his band is Bush. Doesn't that exclude him from some shit?
Nope,
Nope.
not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all. Because he was into super 80s shit. So was he. Like, grow it out. You know what I mean? Like, the food shits.
I mean, I hope this gets played in the green room, but
Oh, shit.
I
This
heard a
motherfucker
motherfucker
knows.
tonight say, "May the Fourth be with you." The force was strong in the Foxes today. We tracked down a phone through the hood, intimidated some crackheads. Like,
Bro,
you know how we do.
I'm telling you, that it's that thing. Hold on, John says we're gonna go to a thing. Nope, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that.
Okay, a couple of strange facts. Number one, Kid Rock's real name is apparently Robert Ritchie. Okay, Robert Ritchie. I'm not gonna fuck. Just saying. Robert Ritchie. Okay, the second one is he's 52 years old. Fuck, I'm getting old.
Bow to bow, dang, dang, diggy, diggy. Someone hand me my walker because I'm so biggie. John, play the next one. Like, nope. Actually, let's do the fun segment instead.
Let's do the fun segment. Instead of that, we're going to do the fun segment, which is the life and works of Jerry Springer. That's right. Last week, people kept on talking about it, and I felt I had to give the people what they want. I'm a bit of a kink myself, so like the kinks say, give the people what they want. We're going to talk about the life and works of Jerry Springer.
You son of a bitch. All right. Anyone who knows us, we're going to play all the messages in the green room, which will mean this exact room after the fact.
That's right.
John, you're the mayor of my Kinkville. Bring it to roost.
Sure. So Gerald Norman Springer was born on February 13th, 1944 in London, England, in the Underground, that's London's subway system, which was used as a bunker during air raids by the Nazi army. Yes, he was born during one of these air raids.
Keep calm. Carry on.
His parents, Margot and Richard, were Polish Jewish immigrants who were able to escape Germany only days before the mass rounding up of Jews and others deemed undesirable by the Nazis.
Wait, hold up. So they left
Yeah,
literally
like
before
2 days. 2 days. The big Schindler's List, everyone getting on the train.
I told you, Jim, I told you, if you just listen to my sense of being, everything is good and we stay solvent. No, I can't even do it. No. But they left and then they were bombed and then they had a baby as they were being bombed.
In England, yeah, at that point. Yeah, they fled to England,
understand.
were bombed, and had the baby named Jerry. Or Gerald.
Jesus. Of course he had a fucking corner.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. We'll get Jerry's corner in a second.
So, Jerry was brought up in East Finchley, part of London, or the outskirts of London, where his father owned a shoe shop and his mother was a bank clerk.
Hello, would you like to have a shoe shine? My pops has a nice shoe place.
And they beat the fuck out of him. He's like,
well, in Jerry's corner, we always talk about the good sides of life. They didn't kill me, so therefore, my soul can be healed.
Shoe joke, Sean. Shoe joke.
Soul and heel. After the war, when Jerry was 5 years old, his family immigrated to the United States, and he grew up in Queens, New York.
Which New York, poor kid. He had his whole life ahead of him. He owned Bootstep. No, wait, that's a whole German joke. Let's not go there.
So let's fast forward to after high school. Jerry moved from Queens to New Orleans for college. He earned his bachelor's degree in political science at Tulane University in 1965.
Okay, so Tulane, great, good university, but he was New Orleans. That's where he lived. That's where his parents lived. That's where his
No,
family
just
lived.
him. No, that was college. That was undergrad.
Okay.
And
So
then
he had a little party in him. He had a little party in him.
Yeah, actually,
He had a
during this
knob.
time, he was a skilled guitar player, and he would play at parties and be a little like, he started his little shows business, a little bit of like, hey ladies, hey, I can sing and play guitar. Look at me. 1963, 1964. How you doing?
Yeah, all right. You made me feel a little very uncomfortable. Super great. That's great. So I guess that's what hurricanes will do to people in New Orleans. Anyway, so after he was a guitar aficionado,
He went.
He went.
Yeah, he got his law degree from Northwestern University in Chicago. So that was in 1968 when he earned his Juris Doctor, his law degree. That same time, he met New York Senator Robert F. Kennedy at a dinner party.
He so it was before.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. He's still. Yeah. Right. He met him. They hung out for a little bit.
Very weird if he had after. I mean.
Yeah. So he immediately signed on with the Kennedy's presidential campaign right then. Kennedy's assassination occurred on June 5th of 1968, only a few months after Springer began helping the candidate on the campaign trail.
Hold up, John. Are you trying to say Springer had something to do with it?
I thought you'd go that route. It's a coincidence. There are such things as coincidences. Coincidi.
I don't know. Well, a multiple of coincidences is a coincidi. So therefore, I'm unsure. All right, John.
So this incident took an emotional toll on Springer, who felt compelled to continue Kennedy's political vision.
Answer. It's a hell of a drug.
Shortly after this, Springer moved from Chicago to Cincinnati, Ohio, and started working at Frost and Jacobs law firm.
Frost and Jacobs.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, have you been hit in an accident? Have you been wronged in a lawsuit from your employer? Well, don't worry. Frost and Jacobs are here to help you. We have all the legal need you need. I'm Frost, and I'm Jacobs.
That's right.
Just so you get it, you guys are fucked. Like, honestly, I feel like you're alcoholics. I'm Jerry Springer, and I'm here to turn things around.
So while he was working at that firm, Springer was the leader of a movement to lower the voting age from 21 to 18.
What? Hold up. The legal age of consent. Fuck it. Let's start with the voting age. What are we going to do? I'm Jerry Springer. This is my corner.
This concluded with his Senate Judiciary Committee authentication supporting sanction of the 26th Amendment. And that was rejected at the time. But he went to the Senate for it. And this was Springer's first direct taste of politics, and he wanted more.
Give me. Right. Yeah. No, 100%. Keep talking, John. At this point, I'm unsure of what's happening. Go ahead.
So in 1970, he quit the law firm to run for Congress in Ohio and almost defeated the already established Republican politician, 5-term Congressman Donald Clancy. He may have even won, receiving 45% of the votes, but for 4 months, he was activated from his being in the Army Reserves to active duty to serve at Fort Knox and couldn't run the campaign. He got back in time to run the last part, but wasn't enough, and he only got 45%. The guy who was in charge of who goes active from the reserves happens to be Donald Clancy.
And Donald Clancy is?
The person he was running against, the 5-term Republican congressman.
Fair enough.
Yep. So he didn't give up. And in the following year, in 1971, he was elected to the Cincinnati City Council and served there for 5 terms, when the council elected him to be mayor of Cincinnati.
Well, it's Cincinnati. They have the Bengals. It's very, very low bar.
So at this time, it was the city council that elected the mayor, not the general public of the population of the city. So he was 33 at the time of his election, and he won with the largest plurality, which is the most votes without being over 50% majority in the city's history. Pretty popular.
And that was because at that point in Cincinnati, Ohio, he was what?
He was part of the city council, and that's
okay.
They elect one of their own, so they all do it amongst. It's a closed circuit election.
Oh, so he's one of their own. So there's only like 15 people, 10 people. So plurality means 4 people voted for him.
Yeah, totally. Because people voted for other people. It was like 2 for this one for this one. And so he didn't have the majority of the total, but he had the most votes. But it was the largest, most votes in the city's history.
Right, of the city's history, but had of 10 people.
Yeah, it's
15 people.
Yeah, it's like he won by one. This big thing that I'm making a deal of is literally like one more than the person before him. But he was 33.
You know what? That's great. Springer, Jerry.
Well,
Jerry.
So let's get to that. Springer had to resign from Cincinnati City Council in 1974
because. Go ahead.
On the grounds that he had hired a prostitute.
I didn't pay her. Here's the deal. You guys, I stiffed her. Isn't that what a politician does?
Yeah.
Jerry.
So,
Jerry.
To put what Pete's saying in context, it was right over the river. That meant it was in another state, Covington, Kentucky, which made the scandal even bigger. But the biggest thing about the scandal that haunted him from then on was that he paid the health spa with a check. That check bounced.
Jerry. Fuck yeah. Guys, fuck yeah.
He immediately came clean in the press about it, and political analysts at the time predicted that, they predicted that his political career was over. He once again tried politics one more time in '82, 8 years later, he tried to get the governor of Ohio. Not successful. After that, he was courted by several networks, ultimately signing with Cincinnati NBC affiliate WLWT.
WLWT. Jerry Springer all the time, anytime. WLWT. Don't stop till you get enough.
He was the anchor and managing editor. So he took the struggling WLWT from worst to first. They were the least looked at news station locally to the biggest. His nightly commentaries, the precursor to his now legendary Final Thought, and news coverage landed him 10 regional Emmys for the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences.
Yeah. 100%, John.
Yeah.
But you have won awards and you're happy about them. I have won awards and I think they're bullshit. Jerry Springer won the Sean Penn Awards of the bullshit. No, thank you very much.
It was here that Springer started using his famous sign-off phrase of, do you know it?
See you back in 2 and 2.
That's Chuck.
Woolery.
Woolery. Yeah,
In the dating
Woolery.
game.
2
Come
and
on,
2.
John.
I knew it. Take care of yourself and others. Take care of yourself and others.
Don't be afraid to fight with knives. That's what the two-sided pod sign-off is.
So,
don't be afraid to fight with knives.
As he keeps on talking about, let's just get to it. In 1991, he was offered his own talk show in Cincinnati, simply titled Jerry Springer, which gained popularity rather quickly.
Jerry.
Well, at first, he was essentially just filling a void left after Phil Donahue retired, because Donahue had political talk on his show, and with Springer's political background, they saw him as a perfect replacement.
Well, we have Donahue here. Well,
futzing with his eyeglasses.
Right. Sadly, Jesse Rough Eye. Who?
Mm-hmm.
No. You're the Phil Donahue or Jerry Springer at that time.
The show quickly moved to Chicago for a larger audience, and Springer had to fly back and forth between the two cities for his news job and his new talk show. And after 2 years, Springer would say farewell to news reporting and commit his hosting full-time as The Jerry Springer Show was sold into national syndication.
Jerry.
So in 1998, Springer and his show reached a new level of success. He went from being a household name in Cincinnati and then Chicago to a household name in America. His talk show surpassed the Oprah Winfrey Show as it obtained the highest household rating for 65 consecutive weeks from February of 98 to May of 99.
I don't want to repeat myself, but Jerry.
By the end of the year, Springer was featured in the Halloween episode of The Simpsons. Madame Tussauds created a wax stack shoe. Barbara Walters selected him as one of the year's 10 most fascinating people. And he filmed an appearance in Mike Myers' Austin Powers 2, The Spy Who Shagged Me. He was also featured on the cover of Rolling Stone, Esquire, and New York Magazine.
This guy fucks. I'll be honest. He fucks.
Well, what started as a politically oriented talk show, later turned into the controversial, chair-throwing, profanity-full show fans will remember as it. It has, thanks to Springer and producer Richard Dominic. Those two, they fed off each other, and the two sides of that, between the producer and the talent, turned it into what we all know it today.
One of these days, John, we're gonna have chairs being chucked around here. Tuesdays, Thursdays, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. God damn it, John. Let's throw a chair. Let's make magic happen.
Well, USA Today noted that while his famous Jerry Springer show had a reputation for trash TV, Springer often expressed empathy and compassion for his guests, whose outlandish antics made the show a hit. The AP Associated Press noted that at its peak, the show was a ratings powerhouse and the U.S. Cultural pariah, synonymous with lurid drama. It was the chair throwing, the bleak-filled arguments. It was a guilty pleasure at one point.
Yes.
That from '94 to '95, topping Oprah Winfrey, which then came back and never it was the top forever.
We had in college Corlears. I went to Corlears, and then afterwards I came back with Madeline and Zach, and the three of us would watch Jerry Springer all the time. I have a college picture of a dance that we all have. I went to Jerry Springer. All I got was this shitty shirt.
That's awesome.
And like we all wore it, and it was like, it's okay to wear to say shitty if it's funny. You guys, come on. You guys, come on. And we did, and it was.
Quote, Jerry's ability to connect with people was at the heart of his success in everything he tried, whether it was politics, broadcasting, or just joking with people on the street who wanted a photo or a word, said Gene Galvin, who was a family spokesperson and friend of Springer's since since 1970.
Yeah, but Gene Wilder had a Connor Brack syndrome, so he can't be trusted with all of his quotes. Oh, call back.
In a Too Hot for TV video released as his daily show neared 7 million viewers in the late 90s, Springer offered a defense against disgust. Do you remember these before I go on with the quote?
No.
The Too Hot for TV? Oh, you don't. Oh, yeah, man. It was after the Springer show. It would say, "Hey, get your own VHS copy of Too Hot for TV." The ones that we couldn't air. Yeah.
And after that, they would have Girls Gone Wild. Come on, do you want to see Florida spring break? Look at them boobies and dicks.
Yeah, it was horrible. It was horrible.
Yeah, horrible. Anyway, I'm gonna send some VHSs. I didn't. All right, carry on.
So lots of disgust against those kind of things. Here's Springer's defense. Quote, look, television does not and must not create values. It's merely a picture of all that's out there. The good, the bad, the ugly, he said, adding, believe this, the politicians and companies that seek to control what each of us may watch are far greater danger to America and our treasured freedom than any of our guests ever were or could be, end quote.
100%. 100%. Bro, the broken people we see on those shows, we know them. We know them.
Yep.
Like, we know the shittiest person, we know one of them. If there's like, oh, here's a pattern and a plethora and a conglomerate, John, I don't have my dictionary in front of me, but my thesaurus. But if I did, I would have to say, oh, John, we all know them. It doesn't mean they're bad. It means that it is society. This is literally what we live in.
Right.
Our day-to-day, our active day-to-day. You have Connor Brack. No, you don't, motherfucker. You just are weird as fuck. You threw a chair. Who doesn't throw a chair? Come on.
If I go
You're
on
gonna
that show, I'm a volunteer. I knew what I was going to do. I'm going on that show. I'm going to throw a chair on that show.
Right. You're making a mountain out of a molehill.
Right.
But the thing is, this is the person. These are the people that live in our world that we interact with on a daily basis. That is not TV. That is like, yeah, that motherfucker's gonna throw a chair. Like I know for a fact I'm not going to a bar with him. I
Right.
know for a fact I'm not gonna go because he will throw a chair. Like that's someone in my life who was a chair thrower. All right, cool.
Yeah.
You put that in your memory bank and you move on. Now we have a televised version of it where we're all like, oh, people throw chairs. Motherfucker, everybody throws chairs. I don't mean everybody, but these 4 people in my life, these 7 people, I can't go to a baby shower if these people are having babies. Period. I hope your first child is a masculine child.
So,
right, John?
Springer was always busy, not only doing his main show for all those years, but flying to London frequently for other projects. From 2000 to 2001, he hosted a David Letterman-style talk show in the UK for Channel 5 titled Late Night with Jerry Springer. He also hosted the UK version of Greed during that same time.
Shut up. There was a
Yeah.
version of Greed. Like I'm just watching it now. Like it was before. Okay, go ahead. I'm
In
gonna look that up. Holy shit.
In 2005, a British version of the Jerry Springer Show was launched, titled The Springer Show. It was popular, even though it was a subdued version of the original. He also hosted Springer on the Radio in the same year.
Yeah. I can't believe it's not Springer. It was also a non-dairy spread that came out for breakfast, muffins, and or croissants. Crazy in Europe.
Springer, with his image as a witty host, hosted Miss Universe 2008 and also guest hosted the WWE Raw at Wells Fargo Arena in Iowa in the following years. And he hosted Baggage, a dating game show.
And they said that fucking Kevin Hart was thirsty. Look at this guy. He's done everything. What is this about?
And across the pond too. He's going all over the place.
I will fuck with Brazil if you get me on Brazil. Like they throw no problem. They throw chairs all the time. It's not a listen. You are no big deal there. You are literally no big deal.
So his primary talk show inspired an opera, Jerry Springer the Opera, which debuted in London in 2003, but Springer was not a part of the cast.
No, because that motherfucker can't carry a tune in a bucket. We knew that after he got hit in the throat by a chair early in the 90s. John, it's a hard road we travel, but we must endure. Ain't that right, John?
That's right. So you heard about this. Did you know that it was acclaimed and ran for 609 performances in London from April 2003 to February 2005? And then it toured around the UK in 2006. It won 4 Laurence Olivier Awards, including Best New Musical. And the first North American performance was at MGM Grand in Las Vegas. And then it was a number of cities around America, including New York City, debut on the 29th and 30th of January of 2008 at Carnegie Hall. And Harvey Keitel starred as Jerry.
Oh my God! Holy shit, John, that's crazy. That's amazing. Harvey Keitel, the guy from Bad Priest. No, Bad Nun. John, Harvey Keitel. He was in the piano. I don't want to see full frontal from anyone who's going to be in a Broadway musical. John, here's the deal. You're going to fuck with me on that? No, I'm going to go deep. You think you know about musicals and Broadway shit. John, let me educate you a little bit. Yeah, he was not on the West End. They did not have that show. Best musical. Oh, for a Grammy, we saw Memphis. That was a piece of shit. That was also nominated. You can suck my Nissa balls. No, thank you very much.
So
Deep cut. That's behind the curtain. That's how the sausage is made. Sausage is made.
this opera was a bit of a controversial one because it elicited 55,000 complaints in just January of 2005 alone. The organization Christian Voice led street protests against the screening of the opera on the BBC.
But the whole thing, the counter protesters were throwing chairs, and no voice can stop a chair being chucked in your fucking windpipe. That is Jerry Springer incarnate. Folks, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are chair chuckers incarnate. We are here to chuck a chair anytime you need. Tuesdays, Thursdays, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. Chair chuckers.
So their big protest that they wanted to bring blasphemy charges against was due to the depictions of the Christian characters in Act 2 of the opera. So the Christian Institute attempted to bring a private prosecution against the BBC, but the magistrate's court refused to issue a summons. A decision was later upheld by the higher court, and in 2006, it was still protested all over the internet as it moved into the U.S. So,
and then it was sold out because if you protest anything in England, that's why we came over here. Fuck your tea. Anything you don't like, we like more. Period. Yeah. Oh, Faulty Towers. We're all about it. You guys think it's too fucking droll? Giddy up. We want all of it. Oh, there's only 2 seasons. We will eat it up with a spoon, a ladle. Oh no. I don't think he's making another Faulty Towers joke, is he? Oh no.
how many seasons do you believe the Jerry Springer Show went? When do you when do you remember it leaving the air?
No, in my heart and soul, it's still with me. When I went to his funeral, I was like, Jerry's final thought is always with me. It's inside us. As long as we don't stop thinking stupid and throwing chairs, he'll never be gone or forgotten. As we went out, it was like a wedding, right? There's no rice, but there's just a bunch of empty chairs, and we all get to pick up a chair and throw it at one of the photographers. And it was just what Jerry would have wanted. Sean, I have a court date tomorrow. It was really special. Chair assault. John, it was worth it. It was worth it.
So the show started in 1991. Do you want to give a guess of either how many seasons or the year it ended?
It ended in, I will say 2002, 2004.
Isn't that crazy?
Is that true or not?
No.
What's the answer? What's the answer?
So the series, as my boy Pete remembers it for the chair throwing, as well as the other dramatic on-screen outbursts, consistently pulled top ratings and went on to air more than 4,000 episodes until its eventual finale in 2018.
John, here's my final thought on this.
You're a decade or two off.
Here's the deal, John. What I need you to know for the two-sided pod, it's like pizza traction corner. I need you to be good to yourself. I need you to be better to me. And what I need is everyone to think that Dr. Connor is a piece of shit. Be good to each other. Be good to yourselves.
After that, Springer, the court show called Judge Jerry, went on for 3 seasons from 2019 to 2022.
Right. I'd like to see you in my chambers. I have 7 chairs here. If you can hit the bullseye of your opponent's eye, you will win the case. Commence chair throwing.
I focused on Jerry, so I didn't bring this out, but what's the spinoff? And did you ever watch it?
Yeah, his bouncer, what's his name? I did. And I was like, Steve, you're the worst. Steve was great in the first 12 seasons. And then he's like, man, someone gave you a raise and you joined a union and you think you're better than your position. Like, you need to know your own, Steve. And like, Steve, would you like a show? Like, you know what? And now people are co-signing your bullshit, Steve. Here's the deal. I sign off from work early to watch good daytime television.
That's right.
And Steve, you are wrecking my world of signing off early. I might as well work and save lives. This is bullshit. Well, not save lives. I mean, identify how they ended. Whatever, Steve.
So, in addition to creating a podcast and appearing in films and shows such as Ringmaster, The Defender, Sharknado 3, Oh Hell No, he competed.
Hell no.
He competed in season 8 of The Masked Singer as the Beetle.
I don't know how to respond to that. I'm unsure because the best Masked Singer is something I should watch. It's a thing. Like, yeah, I get it. It's pop culture. I watch when people are unmasked, but it's like I only want to see I don't give a shit. None of you are great singers. Donny Osmond, when he was there, like, fuck yeah. I would watch Donny Osmond sing anything. Hey, fuck you guys. Hate me or not, Donny Osmond is a great goddamn performer.
My boy Pete is a little bit country.
I'm all rock and roll, baby.
So on his Twitter profile, Springer jokingly declared himself as, quote, talk show host, ringmaster of civilization's end, end quote.
Yes. Come to the circus. Let's watch this motherfucker burn.
Well, yeah. So he also often had told people, tongue in cheek, that his wish for them was, quote, may you never be on my show.
May the hair on your toes never stop growing. May you never be on the two-sided pod. Tuesdays, Thursdays, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, 4 a.m. Greenwich Mean Sandwich Time. Also 7 a.m. if you're in Abu Dhabi. But if you do want to be on, and may God have mercy on your soul if you do, you can send us an email at twosidedpod@gmail.com. That's TWO sidedpod@gmail.com. And we will host you. And did I also specify may God have mercy on your soul?
Yeah.
Because there's that. All right, fair enough.
speaking of that one, on Thursday, April 27th of this year, Jerry Springer died. He was 79. Springer died peacefully at his home in suburban Chicago after an illness, the Associated Press reported.
Springer died after 17 chairs were lobbed through the air. Okay, not that joke, because yes, he truly was an icon in our. I know you want to finish. I know you're so close, John, but hear me out. Hear me out.
Yeah.
I don't want to go peacefully in my sleep. I don't want that. He went peacefully to sleep, surrounded by his friends and family. Fuck your couch.
Right. Those are the statements, right?
No. If anyone who's in my house says a statement like that, you are not my house. And I know better. John, that's why you don't get to write any of our fucking bylines of this shit. Like, I'm a writer, right? No, you don't. No, you don't. It's Griff and Scott. It's people who know the fucking rules.
Right.
It's hot and heavy. He went down kicking and screaming, swearing at the gods above him. He will be remembered by his patrons. Patron saint of stupidity, John L. Peacock. Patron saint of drinking, himself. The patron saint of weed, he said he's not going to mention in his will. Folks, if you like what you've heard, if you can't believe what you've understood, he said, tune into the two-sided pod. It's only one-sided now. Wah, wah.
So, as we've seen, Springer was a politician. He loved it. He kind of had to remove himself from it on the forefront, but he always stayed active. He was a big supporter of the Democratic Party. He was very vocal. Twitter helped him out, and he wrote a lot of editorials. In fact, his final column ran with the headline, quote, "Get the popcorn ready. The DeSantis Trump battle will be fun viewing," end quote. And I have a little excerpt from it. This is his final editorial column. "Only a fool would try to predict the eventual outcome of the 2024 presidential election, assuming, of course, that we have a free election," Springer wrote. "After all, a number of Republican states are proposing to have their own legislatures pick a slate of presidential electors rather than the voters," end quote. So he was feisty up until the end.
Jerry.
And to finish it off, as Springer would constantly remind us, quote, "Take care of yourself and others." I'm sorry, I messed it up. Oh, crap. 3, 2, 1. As Springer would constantly remind us, quote, "Take care of yourself and each other."
Shit. As Springer used to remind us, also do your own fucking.
Someone throw a chair. Someone throw a chair.
And that's how I learned I had breast cancer. Male breast cancer. And someone threw a chair at my teeth.
The sources for this episode of Two-Sided have been, first segment, the CDC, integrityinc.org, the National Institute of Mental Health, the Mayo Clinic, psychiatry.org, autismspeaks.org, the WHO, Mount Sinai, healthychildren.org, autism.org.uk, and news-medical.net. Second segment, Britannica, jewishvirtuallibrary.org, thefamouspeople.com, jerryspringertv.com, US Magazine, CBS News, and the Herald Tribune.
So difficult, John. Like when you've had this many shots and you're truly like capitalizing the moments. If I had all of your references, I have so many jokes. Like, that's a good joke. That's a good joke. That's a good joke. That's a good joke. But I was focused on one. I'm like, I didn't have time to get a pen and paper. Look at my hands, John. Look at my hands. All I can say is autism speaks. Not according to the Connor Briggs system. Folks. Shit. Wow. Okay, no. Because of your face, I feel worse about my choices. Was that bad joke to take? Was that the worst one? He's the bad doctor. He's the
My boy.
It's because of the Asperger's.
My boy Pete. Is there anything from this episode that you'd like to take a second glance, a second look, a second thought, a second opinion at? This is Pete's Retraction Corner.
John, you silly bitch. You think I second guess anything I do in life? Oh, my good sir. I've come too far, too quickly, too unbeknownst to my own demise to pump the brakes now. Steering has been gone for the last 5 years. Why would I stop starting to slow down at this point of stopping? Right or wrong? I'm unsure too. John, what I'm asking you to believe now and understand later, there is no retraction. There is no refraction. The crystals you hang in your window to make those little rainbows, you're welcome. I did that. There's no refraction. And that is Pete's Refraction Corner.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody. We have our open chat.
You're welcome.
We have our open chat show live on stereo.
Do you want to say your words? You want to say your words right? Sorry.
Well, if we do that, we're gonna have a shot. Let's do that because I only like to say those words. You know, I need a little liquid courage to get those out. I'm contracted 3 times per episode. I don't know why.
I'm in this show alone. I feel like everyone has lines. Some people can get a script. All right, cheers, buddy.
Cheers, buddy. Cheers, everybody. Hey, you're welcome for listening.
There we go.
Oh, we have our open chat show live on stereo every Tuesday at our usual start time. So if you want to join us or want to throw some topics out there, email twosidedpod@gmail.com. That's TWO sidedpod@gmail.com. And for those listening live on the stereo app, stick around in this room for our continued chat in the green room right now for our after show wind down. That's a wrap for tonight. I'm Jen L. Peacock out in Brooklyn, New York.
I'm my boy Pete in Southern California and asking questions about, do you like Mexico?
And this was our show. You can eavesdrop wherever you get your podcasts and even join us live, both on our YouTube channel, handle @2sidedpod, TWO sided pod, all one word, and the stereo app every Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, as we talk about the two sides of life, the serious and the fun, here on Two Sided.
4 a.m. Greenwich Mean Sandwich time on Friday, 7 a.m. if you're in Abu Dhabi.
I love you, Pete.
Time zones, right?